This is the Afrikan Martial Arts, where we study African martial arts, also known as Alkebulan, Montu, in order to restore our Black cultural identity before slavery and colonialism. Guys, we're talking about in this video the easiest way, the simplest way to move at an angle. When I'm talking about moving at an angle, I'm talking about moving to your right or moving to your left, right? Which basically means going towards your lead hand side, your front hand side, or going to your rear hand side. Now, I typically fight southpaw most of the time, although I do switch it up and go orthodox as well, or I'm neutral as well. So either way, I fight wherever I happen to be, but generally southpaw is more natural for me. So I'm typically going towards my lead hand side, front hand side, my right side, or going to my rear hand side, my left side. So we're going to show you different ways to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. Going towards your lead hand side, there's two main footworks you're going to use. The first one is going to be a half step in a north-east direction. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at our previous videos. But that's going to be a step out here, and I'm turning the hips. Stepping out, turning the hips. The second one we're going to do is going to be a sweep step, also going in this north-east direction, and that's here. That's the footwork we're going to utilize. Now, which one you do depends on which strike you're utilizing, punch, kick, and which hand. So, for example, that first one I just showed you, when I'm taking this half step out, I'm using this while rotating my hips. Now, because I'm rotating my hips, I'm typically throwing a punch with my rear hand, whether it's a cross, whether it's a hook, uppercut, back fist, hammer fist, whatever it happens to be, I'm punching with my rear hand. So this is typically what I'm doing with this particular step. Now, obviously, when you take this step, you can also kick as well. Bottom line is you are striking with the rear hand side of your body because you're stepping with your front foot. Step with the front foot, hit with the rear hand or the rear foot, whatever technique you happen to have going on. And the second one is that sweeping action. Now, the sweeping action, we're going to utilize our lead hand, or our front hand. So when I'm sweeping here, boom, I'm coming here either with a hook or a straight or an uppercut. The same principles apply. Doesn't really matter which one we're doing. I'm going to break these down in a little bit more detail shortly, but I want to show you how to get there first. Now, going towards my rear hand side, it's going to be very similar. I'm going to use a half step here with the rear foot now, which is here. And again, I'm throwing the opposite hand. So if I step with the left foot or the rear foot, I'm throwing the front hand. That's the punch I'm throwing, whether here or here, here, whatever the angle you want to punch at, right? You're stepping with that and you're moving your head off the line. So that's on this side, going towards your rear hand side. The second one we do from this side is also the sweeping action. So I'm going to sweep here, and typically I'm throwing that rear hand in this case. So instead of throwing the lead hand with that half step, here I'm sweeping and throwing the rear hand. Whether that's going to be a cross, it's going to be a hook, or it's going to be an uppercut, whatever it happens to be. But that's the action I'm going to use to go towards my rear hand side. Now, let's break down these techniques in a little bit more detail and also show you how you can do them as a drill. Because really, when you drill this, you should be able to go in a circle, really continuous circle on a heavy bag or, whatever you happen to be, right? You may not have a bag at home or whatever the case is, but you should be able to just go in a circle. So, for example, let me just show you this, the drill, and then I'm going to break down the actual technique. So, a lot of times when I'm training this, I'm using this angle here. Like I showed you, I'm going towards my front hand side. I've got the punch here. It doesn't matter what kind of punch it is. I'm turning, I'm stepping, I'm turning, stepping, turning, stepping, turning. So I just made a complete circle going that way. Same thing here, right? Boom, 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 boom. Okay? I'm just making a circle, right? But the point is, we're showing you that's what you're doing. You're circling with this footwork so you can cut an angle on your opponent, whether here, right? Or like I just showed you, coming here, right? Going towards my rear hand side, same thing, either here, right? Or sliding out, sweeping out here with this one. Same thing. So let's break down these techniques in a little bit more detail. The first one being that half step, pretty simple. You're just stepping out at an angle. So instead of going directly north, which is directly straight ahead, we're going at an angle. Again, think about a compass, north, south, east, and west. We're going north, east with this. So I'm taking this step and turning my hips at the same time because I'm throwing either the cross here, the hammer fist, the upward hammer fist, the chopping hammer fist, doesn't matter, right? A hook punch, okay, uppercut, whatever it happens to be, back fist, okay? All those different types of things, corkscrew, overhand, whatever, okay? So that's just stepping. So when you do this, make sure, if you see where the line is here, I'm actually going to step across this line. So I'm not just stepping forward, but I'm stepping forward at an angle. So I'm here, this side of the line, but I'm stepping on the diagonal. So I want to end up in this box here. So I'm stepping here with the strike. Stepping here, and then the follow-up, of course, is that sweeping. Notice I'm right here against the wall, so I don't have a lot of room to go this way, but I can curve around. And now I'm almost facing you guys again. So, but that's that sweeping action. So now let me cover that footwork as well. So the one I just showed you was just here, going towards your lead hand side, your front hand side. Same thing applies when you're orthodox, right? It's the same thing. You're going that way, you're throwing that punch, no matter what style of punch it happens to be. Now, the sweeping action, which we utilize to throw our front hand, so I'm sweeping to throw the front hand in some kind of form or fashion, whether it's a jab, again, typically I'm throwing a hook, because I'm curving around, I also want my punch to curve around, so usually I'm throwing a hook and sometimes a corkscrew hook with this footwork as well. So sweep step, as we covered many times before, from a fighting posture is just taking your back foot. If I want to go forward, taking my back foot, it's going to sweep up. It's just sweeping, just like a broom, right? So I'm sweeping and coming forward, or I'm sweeping and going back. So sweep and sweep, very simple. So, but instead of both feet going north, in this case, instead of both feet going directly north here or directly south, I'm actually curving them around. So you see where I am on this line here. I'm actually, start here where I've got my toe and heel aligned. That's typically how you want to be. But I'm going to come here and now I'm going to curve around. So notice how much different I am here. And I can be really all the way up against the wall here. I can be up against the wall because I don't want you guys going, you shouldn't even need to go this way at all. I could be all the way up against the wall and turn, okay? And that's all we're doing. Now I have more distance between myself and the wall. So fighting-wise, when you're here, that's what you're doing. That's the footwork, okay? So that's the footwork. So again, I'll show you here on the bob, right? I'm here. Hopefully you can see the feet a little bit, right? But this foot essentially is going to circle back behind this foot. Now you're not going to cross your feet. Don't freak out, okay? But before this foot lands, this back foot, my front foot is going to go, okay? Now obviously I don't have any room to get behind his leg, but that's typically what you want to do is bring this foot behind his foot, right? So again, this foot is going to swing back. Again, notice I'm turning the hips as I do this. It's going to swing back, and this foot also will swing as well. And there's your punch. And whatever you want to do with the hands, whether you want to grab him, maybe you're coming here with a hammer fist, elbow, back fist, right? You can follow up, hopefully, once you get that angle. Keep in mind, once you do come to an angle, he's also going to turn and adjust to you. That's why I like to do these in combination. And even though I may be successful here coming to the angle, maybe I land a punch. I don't want to stay here. So I'm actually going to keep going to this angle. And that's where we get to the idea of circling, where I'm still going to the angle. So once I was successful at cutting this angle here, guess what? I'm not just going to stay here and duke it out with him, right? I'm going to keep stepping to my northeast direction. So I'm going to keep stepping that way because this is directly north because I'm right in front of the guy now. But I want to keep moving at an angle because he just turned to me. But his turn is reactionary, which means it's always later than my action. So I'm going to keep, going in this direction. So I just, backing up a little bit, I just took that step with the punch, and then I'm going to sweep again, right? So I'm going to take this back foot and sweep again. Boom, right? Coming here. Then I'm going to step again towards this direction. Boom, and then sweep again. Boom, right? So you guys get the idea. It's super easy. You can make a complete 90-degree turn with this. So even I'm here, I can make a complete 90-degree turn, and boom, now I'm facing you guys just with this simple footwork. Again, one more time right here. Boom, a complete 90-degree turn. Now I'm right in front of you. So that's the idea. That's kind of what you want to be able to do. You can do it at different ranges. I could be here. I could be a little bit closer if I need to, but you can adjust this. So it's very functional, very helpful, useful footwork. Last one, of course, is going towards your rear hand side, which both of these are really, this is very similar, okay? It's not the same. Same thing, taking that step that with my, a half step out. Half step, we call it half step because I'm not taking a step in front of my foot. If I take a step in front of my foot, that's a full step, just like you walking, right? Just like you're walking one foot in front of the other. That's a full step, full step. This one is a half step. I'm not crossing or bringing my foot in front of the other. You can take a full step with this, right? So I can be here. I don't have to just stop right here with the punch. I don't have to stop right here. I can actually go a little bit deeper, and that's fine too. And then I can still circle out with that same sweeping footwork. So we're here. Make sure you guys rotate the hips. Makes the groin a little bit of a smaller target as opposed to being here when you're stepping out and the hips are open, groin is open. Turn that a little bit, make it a little bit harder, okay? Then from here, you're gonna slide or sweep this foot up as you're gonna rotate to that basically 90 degrees, right? So here, boom, again, 90 degrees. So now I'm in front of you. Like I said, this footwork is very difficult for beginners, okay? But I don't have a choice. I got to teach it to you, right? So anyway, you guys got to get it, okay? So anyway, it's super simple, right? Boom. But it's the same thing as what we did on the front hand side. It's just from here, if I'm using the sweeping footwork, this foot is going to sweep. I'm going to come over here, so I'm going to face this way. This foot is going to come back at the same time. This foot is going, and I'm going to rotate my feet. This is what's going to happen, but it's all in the air, essentially. So it's going to be 1, 2, right? Your feet are never getting this close, right? This is never happening, but I'm showing it to you slow, okay? But what happens is here, boom, right? And now, now I'm in the position that I want to be in. So that's effectively what's happening with this footwork. When I'm here, I'm moving out at the angle, okay? Curving out at the angle, boom, and coming with whatever attack I want to do, hook, cross, whatever happens to be. So that's moving at an angle, real simple. Drill this again, going in a circle, right? Just going in a circle and feeling it out. You gotta do this over and over again to feel what's natural. But anyway, guys, this has been another edition in Yobè, Ijikadi, African Martial Arts. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check us out at AfrikanMartialArts.com. We are training online every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can sign up at AfrikanMartialArts.com. The training is our Rites of Passage, designed for people of African descent to come together to heal from generational trauma, as well as to train, okay? It's just a safe space for us to come heal and train together. We'll see you guys online and in the next lesson.
The purpose of our organization is to start right here in Harlem, which has the largest concentration of people of African descent that exists anywhere on this earth. There are more Africans here in Harlem than exist in any city on the African continent, because that's what you and I are, Africans.